Nathan Zegura here at Qualcomm Stadium, where the Browns dropped today to 1-3 on the season, losing 30-27 on a last-second field goal to the San Diego Chargers. It was a very, very strange game because the Browns did everything they wanted to do on offense. Over 400 total yards of offense. Josh McCown on the day completed about 75% of his passes for 356 yards and 2 touchdowns. Isaiah Crowell had over 120 total yards. Duke Johnson had over 115 total yards and a touchdown. Travis Benjamin, Gary Barnidge, both with 6 catches, over 70 yards. Big play Gare getting in the end zone again. They converted a 2-point conversion at the end of the game to tie it at 27. But the story was that the defense could not get the job done time and time again. As good as Josh McCown was, Phillip Rivers was a little bit better. 358 yards on the day and 3 touchdowns. They were without 3 starters on the offensive line, and yet the Browns could muster only 2 sacks on the day. They were down to only 2 active receivers, and yet the Browns constantly gave up big play after big play after big play. And that ultimately was what undid the Browns, and ironically, it came down to a penalty at the end. The Chargers actually missed the game-winning field goal, but Tramon Williams was lined up in the neutral zone. They got to re-kick. Good night, Irene. 30-27, San Diego. For this team, they need to go back to the drawing board defensively. They were going against a team without 3 starting offensive linemen, as I said. They constantly came with all-out blitz after all-out blitz after all-out blitz, but could not get to the quarterback. We knew that was going to be a key from the get-go. In the 1 win, 7 sacks, 12 quarterback hits. In the 2 losses, 0 sacks, 2 quarterback hits. They got to him twice today, but it wasn't enough. A big play to Danny Woodhead, a big play to Dontrell Inman, a big play to Ladarius Green. Ultimately, it was too much for this team to overcome because they couldn't get the job done defensively, and that's what the Browns are supposed to hang their hat on. This defense, decimated by injury, no Joe Hayden, no K'Wan Williamson by the end of the game, no Tashawn Gibson, but ultimately that is no excuse. They had to come through, and they didn't. Offensively, though, a tip of the cap to John DeFilippo, Josh McCown, and this entire offense. They produced in a way we have not seen a Browns team produce in quite some time. This one is disappointing. This one is going to hurt a lot, and it's going to linger given the way that it ultimately went down at the wire. But the Browns now are 1-3, and will head to Baltimore next week to take on the 1-3 Ravens after this tough loss in San Diego.